Hello everyone, this is Jeremy and welcome to episode 8 of Nuclear Earth Reirradiated. As you can see here, we have our ME system up and running. I've made one small change to the pack, and that is I have swapped out the Applied Energistics version that ships with it with, if you look up here, Applied Energistics 2 Trousers Edition. Right now, the impact of it, you might not even see any of the changes it makes. However, once we start doing auto-crafting, add some nice, mostly quality of lifestyle features that will help. So I'll try to remember to include a link to it in the description, but it supersedes the Applied Energistics as well as just enough Energistics. So it works for any pack in 1.12 that uses the right version of Applied Energistics that it's patched for, which I believe is like RV6 or 7. I forget the exact details. But anyways, with the exception of that, the pack has also been updated, but I actually did get the update because updating now that I'm on the server is like I have to update the client and update the server and yada yada yada, lots of steps. Most of it, it doesn't actually affect anything. In this one instance, the update nerfed the alternator by 7 times. So, gravity. Instead of producing, I think it's like 90,000 RF a tick, was its total output. Of course, we couldn't extract all 90,000, but it would have produced 90,000 if we could extract it. It now produces about 1/7 of that. And I think I can emulate that effect by just getting rid of 3 of those capacitors. That one's just short of full, whatever. I put it here briefly. Can I get it to be full? There we go, now they stack. So now we're only extracting 12k RF a tick out of it, and that's basically the same nerf, right? So that'll hopefully save me the trouble of having to apply that patch. There's some other changes in the update, but nothing was terribly relevant. So there we go. I think I'll update later when there's more substantial stuff. Anyways, now let's get on to today's stuff. I was originally thinking, you know what, we have an ME system, right? Let's just use it as is. We don't have to do auto-crafting with it. Oh, who am I kidding? Auto-crafting's great. Let's set up auto-crafting with Applied Energistics, starting with the crafting with the 3x3 grid. So for that, we need some number of interfaces. Let's unpin some of the stuff we don't need anymore and get rid of everything here. All right, we need some number of ME interfaces. This uses a lot of these cases, so just really a lot of aluminum. Thankfully, I have a lot of aluminum. So anyways, ME interfaces as well as molecular assemblers. And this is just more aluminum. Very aluminum heavy. How much actually do I have? 300 ingots, another 100 something ore. That's not half bad. As far as I know, this is actually our, currently anyways, only way of getting titanium. Later we can get it by replicating it. It's back one of the cheaper replication recipes. I was looking through this earlier, and a lot of the things it's like we can the fusion thing, it does both fusion recipes, but it also does the UU matter recipes in this pack. So UU matter, instead of just being able to use it to craft, you actually have to pump huge amounts of energy into it in the fusion reactor to make things. Like even just making, you know, an emerald, it's 122 million RF. I imagine this is a system we will use at least periodically, but only in the super late game when we're swimming in energy. But for now, this turns every 12 pieces of bauxite into 8 aluminum, and that actually results in getting a lot of aluminum because each piece of bauxite ore, when we industrial grinder it, gives us 1 aluminum plus 4 bauxite, and then 3/4 of bauxite is aluminum. So this is effectively 4 aluminum per bauxite ore. And some other good stuff like compressed air and hydrogen, I guess. I've made 16 interfaces and 32 molecular assemblers using up probably most of my aluminum. I still have a bunch left because I processed the bauxite. In fact, there's a... Okay. Well, I have more aluminum now than I did at the start of the day. That's good. That's really the biggest cost in this, is a whole bunch of aluminum. Anyways, I can build the assembler tree now. However, building them, I typically build them like stacked vertically, is kind of difficult without flight. So I think let's make a basic and maybe even upgrade it to an electrical steel jetpack. And I don't think well, maybe we can go further. I don't know. We'll see. Probably can't go past this because I don't have enough ender pearls or ender dust to make a whole bunch of vibrant alloy. But let's start with the conductive iron jetpack and go from there. I think the basicest jetpacks are really, really bad. So we'll at least want to go to tier 2. Also, I need more grains of infinity. I believe one way to get more grains of infinity is to just take the infinity dust you have, and let's get a crafting table on this stick. And if you keep sag milling it enough times, you're going to eventually get a get bonus yield. Oh, come on. Do I not have any wood left? Plenty of wood, no planks. So give me a crafting table. And pick it. Alright. So if I just take this, recompress it, and then re-sag mill that, eventually we're bound to get lucky, right? It has a what is the chance? Oh, I have to compress it first. I think it's like a 10% chance. A 5% chance to give a bonus grains. Okay, maybe this is not worth it. Yeah, on second thought, that is even close to worth it. So instead, I'm going to make a vat, and we're just going to use it temporarily. With a vat, we can make fire water, and then with fire water, we can make grains of infinity. Make fire water. First, we take regular water, combine that with, I think it's flour and sugar. And then I borrowed the capacitor I was previously using, the alloy smelter, because it has a vat bonus. But that should make some hooch. And then I want a couple buckets of it, but then we take the hooch, combine it with blaze powder and redstone, and make fire water. So the fire water can be used as a fuel. It could also be further processed. How good is it as a fuel? This JAI tab is way too complicated. There's too many, like there's too big a range. I think the energy depends on the quality of your machine, like if you're a normal or basic one, as well the power depends on that, and the quality of your capacitor, and that also affects like how long each thing burns for. I don't know. I'm not gonna burn it. We're just gonna use it to make grains. So anyways, probably enough. I'm here at the bedrock again with my 4 buckets of fire water. Now we just need to expand this area to be large enough to actually hold it. Maybe we don't. I made a destruction gadget, but I feel like if I do this, I'm just gonna spill lava everywhere. I think it's safe to stand in fire water, right? Yeah, no harm. So if I just expand the walls a little, just leave it as is, whatever. Then I can slap a vacuum chest here, that over it, and that'll pick up any grains of infinity. With ender chests being a little bit expensive, I think I didn't bring my item conduits. You can't auto push, can you? Dang it. Alright. Well, when fire water sits on bedrock, over time it has a chance to spawn grains of infinity, and it is in a spot that we have chunk loaded. Let me make sure that's actually true. Based on the fact that I haven't seen one yet, I'm starting to get scared. As it does. Doesn't tell me the exact percentage, but it's not like a very fast thing. Still, I expect that over, the fact that we've been here for a little while already would have at least made a couple. Oh, there we go. Alright, so yeah, it's not fast, but since I can just kind of leave it here and let it do its thing forever, it'll be sufficiently fast. So I'm going to go back, get some conduits so that I can wire that up. And then every now and then when I need grains of infinity, I can just come here and, grab them and head back. I've been putting this poor capacitor through its paces, and we've used up most of its durability already. And I definitely don't want to break it, so I'm going to repair it real quick. If I just get my EXP, however little of it I have, and I mean, it's like 17 levels, that's not half bad, right? Can I store it all in the tank? Then dunk this in the tank, and it repairs using that EXP. Unfortunately, the capacitor slot in these machines is not interactable with automation, so you do have to manually repair it, which probably means that this capacitor is ill-suited for automation. But I mean, for now, because I'm not using it for automation, it gets the job done just fine. Alright, so now back to the jetpack. What am I missing? A strap. Uh-oh. Good, I have plenty of rotten flesh. Let's go laser this. My base is starting to get difficult to get around. I guess the jetpack will help with that too. I can start flying over. I can start flying. Dang it. Flying over the all these various wires and stuff that are in my way. It'll help a lot. Anyways, the strap and then just thrusters. And this makes the conductive iron jetpack. So I'm going to charge it up and try it out, although I'm 100% sure it's going to be a disappointment. Charge enough for now. Yeah, that's pretty slow. Alright, let's upgrade it. Here, 2. And while we're at it, let's just go... do I have enough energetic alloy? I probably do. Let's go for 3. Just kidding. I don't have enough ender pearls to make the extra pulsating iron. It's basically 2 ender pearls per thrust, so 4 ender pearls, of which I only have 1 ender pearl worth if I do this. Unfortunately, even with an alloy smelter, I still can't use these as ender pearls. I need an alloy furnace to do so. Still, tier 2 jetpack then. Let's charge this up, and hopefully it has a halfway decent hover mode. For some reason, I can't put radiation shielding on the jetpack. I did armor it, but it says here, the armored jetpack can accept light radiation shielding. But it doesn't accept light radiation. Let me try it with the unarmored one. I'd get my armor back if I do that. No, maybe it has to be uncharged? Let's, if that's the case, I'm willing to cheat to uncharge my jetpack. Let's see. No, that doesn't do it either. How am I supposed... I guess the jetpack just doesn't get radiation shielding. Alright, well, that's a price we pay for flight. I'm willing to give up, what, 0.01 radiation shielding for flight? It goes from 35 to 39 millirads per tick. So that's a flight, and I can work with this. The whole reason I need it for now anyways is just to make it easier to build this assembler tree. So up we go. Anyways, I'm gonna not make it the super efficient variant that has all the molecular assemblers, just because I'm a little bit light on resources right now. So I think if I do it just like this, we use 1-to-1 ratio of molecular assemblers to ME interfaces. And in that case, we get 2 assemblers per interface, because each interface is sandwiched by assemblers. However, we can then slip in more assemblers here, and then we can get up to 4 assemblers per interface reasonably easily. If you have a lot of assemblers, it's worth putting a 5th one there. However, that can wait. This here's only also half a molecular assembler tree. You can support up to 32, right? Because of 32 channel limitations in one tree, but that's only 16. I'll add the other 16 later. So the rest of the autocrafting, then you need a pattern terminal. This is where you actually encode your patterns. You need some number of blank patterns, and then optionally you need an interface terminal. This just lets you drop recipes into the interfaces without having to physically go there and click them. So now let's make the patterns for the crafting CPU. Well, I guess we have to make the crafting CPU. So I'm gonna make, let's start with 4K. A 4K crafting CPU so that we can, the crafting CPU is what actually holds the recipe you're trying to make. So I'm very short on resources right now, but let's see, that's 6 charge and 10 Certus ore. Good. That is kind of, sort of, almost enough. Now, 2 4K crafting, well, there's my other one. 2 4K crafting CPUs, and we'll turn the rest into coprocessors. No more of these. Make me more. Let's complete even. Alright, crafting coprocessing. Coprocessors just let your applied energy system send items out faster. So each CPU will be 4 blocks. Yes, it's a little baby CPU, but see what these reward. Ender IO reward. Grains and give me another capacitor. Yeah, I'll take Solarium. Alright, so let's set these up somewhere. They, like just about everything else, need channels. Kind of just like tuck it away back here, right? Now, in order to do auto-crafting, we just have to encode the patterns for the things to craft. So patterns seem like a good thing to teach auto-crafting how to craft. And then we can put them into the interfaces via the interface terminal here. This interface terminal is largely redesigned by Prototypes Applied Energistics, the Trousers edition here. Let me show you some of the new features. So there's the highlight interface button that just makes the interface selected blink for a while. That's less useful when you're dealing with these molecular assemblers, but oftentimes you are looking for the machine that's servicing a recipe and you're just like, I don't know where it is. Well, that's what this button's for. You can also search now by input or output. So the output search is equivalent to the vanilla applied energistics search. Say I want to look for, what makes machine frames, right? If I search for frame, it lists all the assemblers that have that. However, the outputs, the search here normally doesn't account for input ingredients. So if I want to look for all recipes that use, I don't know, glowstone, right? If I search glowstone, it doesn't do anything. That's what the input search does now. It searches input or a name. I think it's a name of the output ingredient, which is very convenient. These two buttons over here, this one toggles interfaces with full slots. Generally speaking, you don't, if you're looking for places to place new recipes, you don't want to place, well, you can't place them in interfaces that are full, so you can hide interfaces that are, completely full. Like if you place them all like this. I'm not going to bother doing it. But yeah, this is a nice little utility feature. And lastly, you have a button here that only shows crafting interfaces with free slots. So that's only interfaces that handle crafting recipes, right, that are connected to molecular assemblers and that have free slots. That one's very nice because it just lets you drop in recipes immediately. All right. So with that, we now have automation for crafting recipes. Say I wanted to make more assemblers, right? I need 4 more actually, because the bottom row of my tree, I realized, doesn't have anything in it. So if I click the button, it goes ahead and makes them for me. Huzzah! And apparently that completes the quest. There we go. I do want you to not connect. Anyways, let's now move on to handling auto-crafting for processing recipes. This is where the good stuff really begins. First of all, I need a bunch more interfaces for it. So give me, can I do 20? Electric circuits, advanced circuits, refined iron plates. No. Can I do 10? Refined iron plates. Because I don't have processing recipes automated, I still have to do this by hand for a little bit longer. This should hopefully be the last time I have to manually craft my circuits. So I want to make a plate bending machine and the assembler as some of the first machines to automate. Request one of those and request a assembly machine. This one. When setting up machines that are capable of auto outputting, it's actually extremely simple. So just place the machine down, place the interface next to it, plug the interface in. You can optionally rename the interface if you don't like the name of the machine, but the name of the machine is what will show up on the interface terminal here. So because the name, well, I didn't link the P2P tunnel, hold on. Link that really quick. Let's see. Here. I use a single piece of dense cable here just so I can see how many channels we're using. So 1 channel in use, that means we see this interface. So now we should see the interface in the terminal as a game crash. Excellent. Couldn't have asked for it better. And we're back. I had to switch back to the regular version of Applied Energistics. It was crashing immediately upon opening the interface terminal every time with Browser's edition. Something about storage drawer capabilities. So storage drawers isn't in the pack. I guess there's an accidental thing where if you don't have storage drawers, it doesn't work. I put a bug report in. Hopefully that'll get fixed at some point. But for now, we are not crashing, so that's good. Anyways, where were we? I was talking about how you now open this and you should see it shows up as nothing. You're not supposed to show up as nothing. You're supposed to show up as a machine. Do I have to point you at the machine? for you to show up as nothing? Oh no, you show up as nothing because the machine's not accepting input from that side. Right. So this, that would be its what? It's, I think that's the machine's right side, is the input side. You don't need to turn on auto input. Machine doesn't accept energy when I plug it in like that. That's really annoying. And now it should show up not as nothing, but as a plate bending machine. Perfect. All right. So I guess we can do something like this and give it energy via the bottom. If you are like me and get super annoyed at the extremely loud sound the jetpack makes, you can do this, and that mutes the jetpack. Mute your sound and unmute it, and it stays, the jetpack itself stays muted. So pretty sure that's a feature, but it's a weird feature. Anyways, let's grab some overclockers. Now I'm missing the prototype features already. You can shift right click, like it supports mouse tweaks, so you could shift right click this to take multiples, but now you can't. Rawr. Anyways, now I can drop in the plate bending recipes. Oh, and we didn't get the really nice multiply buttons. So let's take a look at refined iron plates. I'd like to encode my recipes as more than 1-to-1, because odds are if you need one plate, you're going to need more than one plate. So 16 to 16 is a nice middle ground, I guess, especially when your machines are very fast. If your recipes are 1-to-1, your interface doesn't actually shove items into the machine fast enough. All right, anyways, I want you to also output that same side. And now if I order plates, it'll try to craft them. Now I don't have enough refined iron, but that's a different problem. So anyways, I'm going to hook up the assembly machine and a couple other ones. I guess like a furnace, alloy smelter, yada yada yada. I had only been using Trousers Applied Logistics for the last like month or so, and I definitely started taking some of its features for granted. I forgot that it included smarter recipe auto import. So when I import this recipe, you can take either of these circuits, right? When I import it, it always will take one or the other. There's some algorithm that selects it. Trousers redid that algorithm such that it prefers to pick items that, I think it's first items that you have, and then if you don't have any, then it's items that you know how to make already. So like it would have auto imported with this circuit because I have this circuit, as opposed to the default one, which I guess the default is the Mekanism one. But we don't get that now because it crashes. If you've ever wondered how many machines does it take to make circuits, the answer is apparently 5. Kind of. That excludes like making the ores, processing the ores, the crafting recipes, etc., etc. But anyways, now we should be able to craft basic circuits as well as advanced circuits. Yep, cool. So that should be a nice little nifty feature going forward. Before I continue on, though, I think I want to... Well, we only have like 10-ish minutes left today, right? I want to finish it off by improving our resource automation. So right now I have this miner getting stuff. The problem is it doesn't get everything I need. Like I have to keep toggling it between different Y levels to switch it between like the various ore types. And right now, because I'm at Y level 64, my gold ore income is super low and I'm almost out of that. So like if I want more gold ore, I have to make it below 32 and yada yada yada. Oh, it says, oh, that's mesas only. So yeah, because we're not in a mesa, I don't get, there are no mesas in the world even. I don't get that benefit. Anyways, as we look here, I have 31 gold and 33 poor gold left in my name. So for now, I think oh no, I have another stack and a half in there. To improve my resource production, though, I think I want to use another thing that the atomic reconstructor can do, and that is the lens of the miner. So let's make a lens of the miner. This thing, when placed on a atomic reconstructor and shot at a block of stone, grab a stone, this is just for demonstration, but it will transform the stone block into an ore of some form. I'll put that there, pew. Ta-da! And then we can harvest it. I don't know what exactly the loot table is, like which ores are or are not available from the lens of the miner, because it doesn't tell me in JEI. Does it tell me here? Nope. It uses 60,000 RF, but that's no big deal. Oh, we can also do blocks of netherrack for nether ores. I didn't know that. Each operation consumes 60,000 RF, however, yada yada yada. Okay, so let's just set up a thing where I think I can just use the stone coming out of this. Like, it makes stone plenty fast. So we'll set up something that places blocks, zaps them, then breaks them. Here's a system I came up with. I'm gonna have to put some stuff over it to keep the snow from breaking my redstone, but I have a timer. Right now it's set to 5 seconds, but we can tune that more aggressively as we go. Then from the timer, we pulse an auto placer. Tick after that, we pulse the atomic reconstructor. And 2 ticks after that, basically with 1, 2, and 4 ticks as a repeater delays, we pulse the last bit, the whatchamacallit, auto breaker. So we can probably bring this all the way down to, let's try 20. It works reliably at 20. Oh wait, did it get a cobblestone that time? Nope, everything it's gotten here is a real ore. So I don't know how it chooses what to turn it into, but it's all the overworld ores. This is a lot faster than the void ore miner, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to, like, it's still getting, a ton of iron, and sometimes it gets these useless poor ores. Technically not useless, but practically speaking, pretty useless. As for the next thing, then, we have to supply it with resources somehow. Also, I need some way to turn this off. This timer, unfortunately, it doesn't respond to a redstone signal, does it? To turn off? I don't think this one does. Oh no, it does. Never mind. That's easy enough to turn off then. I was thinking I would give it a mix of of stone and netherrack. So if I fill its internal inventory kind of like that, and then I have to probably go mine a fair bit more netherrack, but let's make a quick trip to the nether. Brought the crappy pickaxe with me. Let's just break it mining netherrack real quick. The radiation in here is really high, and I'm like right at the threshold where I get mining fatigue, and mining fatigue would make me not able to auto mine or insta mine this. So I hope I can break this pickaxe before I get mining fatigue. Oh, never mind. Looks like with mining fatigue, I can still insta-mine netherrack. I can no longer insta-mine the quartz ore that's sometimes interspliced within, but the netherrack I still insta-mine, so no big deal. Once we get back, we're going to have to wolf down some more rad rolls, I guess, to deal with it. Alright, that's all she wrote. One inventory full of netherrack. So, if I use that to fill in... Whoops, I meant to... 4 of the slots here, and then put that there. Effectively speaking, the block placer will be filled half with netherrack, half with stone. And while that's nothing forcing that in the long term, eventually, we run out of netherrack that fills completely with stone. But what we should see is, I think, assuming it randomly chooses between its blocks to place. Oh, it doesn't. It looks like it always places its top leftmost block. Okay, in that case, I'm just going to start it on netherrack, and then when we run out of netherrack, it'll automatically switch over to regular stone, because I only had, a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand netherrack. But yeah, this year, is it only generating nether quartz ore? It might be. I guess the other nether ores aren't on its ore generation table. Still, if it makes a couple thousand nether quartz for me, I'm happy with that, right? I'm actually a little bit low on nether quartz for now, because my infinite nether quartz exploit, I can't do it quite yet until I have access to Mekanism machines with the to turn the dust back into the quartz. Alright, so anyways, this here will make nether quartz for us, and then it'll make the overworld ores. And it'll go until the crates fill up. If all the crates fill up, then the auto breaker backs up. If the auto breaker fills up, then it can't break the block anymore, and eventually it'll stop. I might have made a mistake building this so close to my my working area because it's a little bit loud. I've turned down the sound so I could deal with it for now, but it's definitely on the loud side, shall we say. Anyways, let's put a little roof over it to keep it nice and dry. That covers all the functional bits, right? Cool. So one last thing I want to do today, let's break out the glider. I want to go back to that spot that we had discovered previously that had grass. I don't know where exactly that is because I lost my map, but I think it's like over here somewhere, right? Oh, I also realized when I switched the world over to a server, I lost the ability to scan the fog for biomes. I guess that's a single player only thing for journey map, which I guess makes sense. In single player, journey map knows what's there, and for on a server it doesn't, because I believe that feature is actually or journey map is a client sided mod, so it doesn't know anything more than your client does. Oh look, there's a temple up there, but I want to get a little bit of grass. Just a couple pieces will do. Ooh, that's a mineral tree, and I think this is grass. It's like red grass, but red grass works for me. Yeah, grass block. All right, so I'm gonna go grab some mineral saplings while I'm here, but go die. And then, ow, that didn't even come close to hitting me. Yeah. I think it's worth killing this guy. He dropped the thing that you need to make the Embers book. So look, we did a quest. All right. Anyways, shear a couple pieces of this grass. I'll take the flowers too. Good enough. And a tree. There's even a great wood tree here. Place rocks. The tree was kind enough to give us exactly one sapling. Good enough for now. But with this grass, my plan is to take it and pour it into a mana pool, which should turn it into pasture seeds. With pasture seeds, I can stomp all this, turn dirt into grass. So if I need more grass in the future, I have it, here at my disposal. Grass also looks nicer than dirt, right? Well, okay, maybe not when it's this color. Whatever. However, I want another one of those pasture seeds, and I want to try something. With this, we can make... You're still zapping away. We can make ourselves a Horn of the Wild. Like so. And I'm hoping that the Horn of the Wild will pick up glowing mushrooms. It does. Sick. That makes mushroom farming so much more, so much easier. I used to have to punch them all, individually, more or less. But now I can just glide to somewhere I haven't been before. Pull out my horn. Toot toot. And then let my magnet do the work. I see rice. I want that. Oh my gosh, it's so incredibly radioactive here. Was it worth? I don't know. But I got rice. I'm dying. Dark. Ah! Oh no, I may have overstayed my... Now I'm getting poisoned by... Is that... No, okay. We're good. Let's head back and cook these shrooms before, I die. From radiation poisoning. I think we don't actually have to cook them, right? We just have to... Yeah, let's roll them into rolls. Alright, Rata rolls, save me from my horrible decision to go radiation diving for the rice. Delicious. With that, though, I think we can now survive in this horrible environment that much more easily. And that's all the time we have for today. So, I guess I will see you, hopefully, in tomorrow's video. Take care. Have a good day.